Hi, I'm Robin Helfand. I'm a small business consultant and a business owner in the downtown Great Barrington district. I like to say I'm one of the architects of bringing workforce housing to Great Barrington because many years ago, and I've been here for 18 years, I went on record as saying that I was in a situation where I was keeping 2 apartments in town for my staff so that I knew I would have staff so that my staff could serve customers.
My name's Tom Sharp. My wife and I co-founded Mungie. We're a design studio here in the Berkshires close to 10 years ago. I had the experience myself of starting something from nothing and growing a little small business here in the Berkshires. And so when the opportunity was presented to work with other small business founders, this just seemed like an awesome opportunity to say, all right, how can I help? One of, if not the biggest reason why the Berkshires is thriving is it's the small business communities.
My name's Kevin Kelly. I'm the founder and owner of After Hours Hospitality. After Hours is a nomadic restaurant that operates out of existing spaces during the hours that they're closed to promote mutual success and really just change the way that we can perceive and interact with restaurants and food businesses. After we'd been operating for about 5 or 6 months, we were left without a kitchen space pretty much overnight. And I ended up connecting with some people in the nonprofit space who helped kind of guide me to the Thornwood. And I think it was a matter of a couple days they were able to have me in the space, and we were able to come and bring together one of our largest events that we had to date. We were, kind of looking at brick and mortar restaurant locations, and it was something where, you're looking at $5,000–10,000 plus a month just in rent. It's really been extremely beneficial, I think, being able to have a home base.
What we're doing is we are going to small business owners and we're saying, we want you to succeed, we want you to thrive. How can we help you? The grants that are worked so hard to get for this program are just tremendously valuable because now these professionals are getting paid for their time, and then the business owners don't have to be stressed and burdened with that cost.
I felt the impact and the change, being able to be, in a room with somebody who can help direct and advise and answer the questions that I might not even know to ask.
Having more small businesses in town is an additive synergy. It's 1 + 1 = 5. One small business shares with another small business, then a third small business comes into town, and people suddenly start to realize this is a place that's business friendly, and specifically friendly to small businesses, and specifically within the small business community, friendly to entrepreneurs. And that's a very special thing to be celebrated in this day and age.
Hi, my name is Carrie McGinn. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and a 500-hour yoga teacher. I own Yoga Studio. We're a newer yoga studio in the Berkshires. We opened about 1.5 years ago, and a huge piece of this is bringing community together, connecting people, and helping people feel really good in their bodies through movement, mindfulness, and meditation. I've been really lucky to work with Small Business Development Program. I met immediately with someone. They got to learn about Yoga and our needs and what we were working with. So while there's a lot that I have learned through trial and error and my own kind of figuring things out, it was really nice to get the support as a small business to fill in the gaps that I didn't have. Having this sort of support in place for small businesses goes a long way so that small businesses can focus on their community and on the things they're good at and get help from other people to continue moving everything forward. And I can put my energy into showing up and caring for my students and not worrying about the small things that are not my expertise.
My name is Alexis Montgomery and I own Hearth and Hound. Hearth and Hound is a dog daycare facility, and then we also provide boarding for both cats and dogs, and we do dog grooming. Working with the Small Business Technical Assistance Program was extremely helpful for me. It helped me take a step back and look at the big picture instead of just focusing on the day-to-day operations. We have been growing by leaps and bounds. We are actually sold out for boarding and daycare this weekend, and we sold out last weekend.
I'm Tara Warner. I am the owner and chocolatier of Truffles by Tara. I do small batch chocolate truffles, and I try to use as many locally sourced ingredients to flavor them to be a taste of the Berkshires in every bite. I've worked in food service my whole life. I have a degree in baking and pastry arts from the Culinary Institute of America. What I needed the help with was the behind the scenes, the bookkeeping, the numbers. They said, okay, we've got you. We'll pair you with the correct person and we'll help you get to that next step. My biggest issue is there aren't a whole lot of affordable spaces, and I can't find a reasonable priced space that I can then turn into the confectioner kitchen of my dreams.
I don't think that people understand what happens behind the scenes of small businesses so that they can walk into each business every single day, so that they can get their coffee and get their yoga class. And we don't know what's behind the veil and what these business owners are struggling with.
What I love about the SBTA is that it's the idea that like we can't just worry about housing. It also has to be like people need jobs, and then these local businesses also need to be supported so that they can be successful enough to pay people a living wage.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of the Berkshires. That's what keeps everything fun and different and interesting.
The people who own small businesses live in the Berkshires, they work in the Berkshires, they care for the Berkshires.
The fact is that in order to have people live here who have roles in the town, whether on the police department, whether teachers, firefighters, they need to be able to afford to live here. They don't want to travel an hour away. If they're going to travel an hour away, they can work in the town that they're living in where they can afford to live. So we really need to find ways to get more workforce housing here.
Now things have shifted in the housing perspective, especially since COVID. The work that CDCSB is doing is more important than ever. Like, how can we help young people feel like this is a place where you can create a life, where you can grow and thrive with your young family and your small business?